Okay, here we go. Here we go, folks. It's going to be exciting. So, yes, welcome. Today we are diving deep into Navamsa. And we will also look at other things as well in general. So, I picked the chart of this one girl. And literally, I went through 20 different charts that I wanted to pick from the post that I made on YouTube. But I'm only going to pick where I don't need to say or see something dramatic or say something about it. So this is why specifically I picked this particular chart. So as you see, this is a Cancer ascendant chart. Okay, but the Shlesha Nakshatra. And especially this person is in the third pada of Ashlesha Nakshatra, which shows me with the third pada, ultimately after the age of 32, they will have a major transformation in their life. They will go completely from career A to career Z. And I especially see somehow they're going to get involved with chemicals, healing, herbs. They will also go towards teaching yoga at one point. But it's not going to happen right now. It's going to happen after they in their mid 30s. Now, the first thing that we see, okay, now let's say if I was looking at a career of this person, and this is like a literally within half a second or 1 second you can see. It's not even like a big, blunder of this and that and that and this. I saw Venus, Mercury, Sun in the seventh. Okay. Which of course shows me either they will have a great relationship with the father or great relationship with the spouse, never both at the same time. And naturally I see that the relationship with the father is dissolved. Like it's not like it could be a bad relationship, it's there, fine. It's not there, fine. It's kind of like in an oblivion lost. Especially with the Parivartan Yoga between Mercury and Saturn, where Saturn and Sun are at the exact same degree, but Sun has crossed Saturn's degree, right? So Saturn, even though through Parivartan Yoga behaves like it's in the seventh, it is still behind Sun. That means definitely, even if a relationship is like blank, it's not bad. It's like okay. But one thing you do see, okay, with the money and career for this individual is that as soon as I saw Venus in the seventh, in Parivartan Yoga with Saturn and Mercury, number one thing, this person should do business, but this person only should do business in foreign lands, and they should do anything connected with women's clothing or women's perfumes. They'll make money. Okay? And especially, again, number one, they're Cancer ascendant. Okay, regarding the business part, they're Cancer ascendant. And it's funny, I'm actually going to be putting up my Cancer ascendant blank chart prediction today on Maga Vedic Astrology Academy. So you can definitely check that out at karaschannel.thinkific.com. And of course, like I told you, when it comes to like remedies, forget everything. The number one thing that needs to be corrected is your signatures. Signatures can show exactly what the planetary placements are and what the future is of a person. And based on that, you can see that a person has filed for bankruptcy, person has gone through surgeries, person is going to go through depression or accidents. I literally put that on my Cares Channel Facebook page, that post. And there's actually 3-4 more posts like that. But the one thing I will advise this person, they have to go to foreign lands. If they want to make money, they have to go to foreign lands. Because number one, there's a malefic in the fourth, which is Ketu. And a malefic is impacting the second house, which is Saturn. Two malefics are impacting second and fourth house. Whenever second and fourth house are impacted by malefic, the person will and have to go to foreign lands if they want to succeed in life. Not to mention, The ascendant lord is in the 8th house. So ascendant is the place that you're born in. Okay. Ascendant lord is, it's not just the 4th house. 4th house, like, literally will represent the homeland, but 4th house or ascendant represents the city, the hospital you were born in, the actual environment, the where were you born. This is why it's also homeland. And that is in the 8th house, trine from Ketu and Saturn. There's going to be nothing but confusion for this person. They'll feel like they'll have experiences against their will within India. Okay. And especially also Rahu is in the 10th house trine from Mars. So husband is to be found in a foreign place with all of a different culture, ethnic background. Now, I know I'm like, it's like, you know what happens with my brain when I start a chart? Feels like I'm giving a career consultation or something, and I even forgot that I'm recording. Like I was trying to, my brain was thinking I was recording for somebody. But now, okay, so let's look in the Navamsa. Navamsa is this one chart that has been a love of mine since I started Vedic astrology. That's the, actually, you know, the funny thing is, the reason behind going deeper in Vedic astrology was Navamsa. You know, people find their love, something that sparks that interest. Some people, it's about marriage, career, money, wealth. Mine from the beginning was a fascination with Navamsa. Especially when my uncle said that Navamsa is he said, what did he say? He says Navamsa is like your chest is open and you're looking at the heartbeat inside. He says you can see the heart, I can hear the heart from your chest is beating, but it's only when I open up the chest I can see, is there anything bad happening with the heart? Okay. So it's kind of like an X-ray vision. And that's what fascinated me. So here in Navamsa, okay, this person is an Aquarius ascendant. So now the very first question that we want to ask ourselves is, why this person is an Aquarius ascendant, right? Why aren't they like Scorpio, Taurus, you know, Virgo, Sagittarius? Why specifically Aquarius? For this, we go back to the birth chart and see where is the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the 8th house, where Moon is sitting. Ketu, Saturn are trine from it. This energy of Aquarius becomes the ascendant of the Navamsa. Immediately, I knew that this person, whatever you do right now, you are to ultimately go into mystical sciences. Because not only your 8th lord is the ascendant of the seed of your life, like the very first fruit is this, but Jupiter, Saturn are retrograde, which shows me, first of all, this is why I said in the beginning, a complete reversal of career, complete change of career. Okay. That will happen for this individual. And especially this person will focus on things like Tantra. They'll become focused on Durga and Shiva. And you know what? It doesn't even matter. You could be from Romania and I can tell you this, and it will be the case. You will somehow start worshipping Durga or Shiva. Now, with the Aquarius ascendant, we see that a person naturally becomes a little bit sunky, eccentric. For them, the world is no longer like this color is red, this color is yellow, this color is blue. They become like an artist. They're like, okay, what about I take a little bit of this, and let me make an Om out of it. And the world is like, oh my God, how can you mix this? How can you mix colors? Remember that movie? Some kind of will. Small, happy will. I think it's called Happy Will or whatever, where there's black and white and then the color. So the Aquarius person is eccentric. And just by seeing this, with Aquarius ascendant and knowing that Jupiter is in the seventh house in Leo. Okay. The best thing I would advise this person. First of all, this person wants to only marry one person. They don't want to have multiple people and partners. Although I do see they would have. At least they will have 3 relationships, 2 breakups, and the third one will work out. But they want one person in their life. But the way their marriage works the best. Okay. This is kind of like a remedy for you. When you get married, make sure either you get a house with 2 stories or you get a house with the basement. And because I can see, where the husband is going to, what kind of things the husband is going to focus on. The more throughout the day you guys are doing your own thing. He's in his basement, let's say doing his golf simulation. Like I do. I just built a golf simulator in my theater room. Because we have a huge theater room. So it's a meditation room, but then I'm obsessed with golf. And I'm like, I don't want to go spend almost like $50 a day if you want to go play golf somewhere like on a range. Like just hitting range. I'm like, might as well just spend a little bit of money and then build my own golf course. But the thing is, there is going to be ego battles. And the thing is, the ego battles will come because the spouse is going to over-dominate the wisdom within the marriage. Like how husband and wife try to decide, let's do this, let's do that. Because Jupiter is in the 7th house in Leo, somehow, some way, spouse will convince you that they are correct and this is correct and we should be doing this. And it turns out to be correct. And that's what's going to bother you. That how is it that my husband always makes me feel like a child? Why is it that I don't have a 50% say or stake in the marriage? You do. But the problem is, whatever advice, ventures that you come up with, somehow the spouse will supersede that idea and dominate that unless they agree with what you do. They're like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. And this is where the battle comes in. Because see, Jupiter in the 7th house is not like, oh wow, Jupiter is in the 7th house, beautiful marriage and all that. No, Jupiter has the highest gravitational force. Jupiter has the highest gravitational force. And so being in the 7th house, what it shows is that its gravitational force is going to pretty much suck the ego of this individual. And especially within the marriage, in the beginning, you will be in charge, but as you get, especially over the age of 36, 37, you become the subservient. But you can't, because you are going to battle. You are going to battle. Okay. And also Mercury is there. That means the husband is going to be a studious, obsessed with education person. Like their ego is only built upon how much education I have. Like they become one of those people that I get. Like for example, how I have a blank chart prediction course on Maga Academy. A person even asks, even for Aries ascendant, will I get a certificate? I'm like, bro, what is a certificate going to do for an astrological small course like Aries ascendant? Your certificate is you make the client happy by saying something that they couldn't believe that you said. That's it. Nobody's caring about your PhD certificate in astrology or gold medal. They just want their prediction and that's it. That's all they care for. That's the only thing that they're coming to you as a service. But again, this with Mercury and Jupiter both in the 7th and especially Rahu trine with Moon in the Navamsa. Okay. Not only the spouse, but mainly the spouse, but even this individual will continuously learn something. But the spouse is going to be more because Jupiter and Mercury are in the 7th. Okay. They're in the 7th. So spouse is always taking some certification course, wanting to take double masters. If they did postdoctoral, now they're wanting to do PhD in something else. They're always going to want to intellectually stimulate themselves. And of course, I do see that the husband is going to be in fields of some kind of a scientific field related to electricity. Yeah, they could be like electrical engineer. And one thing I see with your chart, with Rahu and Mars trine, that before you were born, ask your mother if she had a miscarriage. Okay? Especially because Saturn also looks at Mars. But now, the other thing you will see, okay? Where is now, and I'm going to show you this one Nadi technique, okay? What is in the 10th house in the birth chart? Aries. Aries is in the 10th house, right? Now, let's forget the planets for a minute. We want to judge this sign of Aries. See, if planets become fruits of karma in Navamsa, like if planet is a tree and then the fruit is the Navamsa, well, what about the sign? The sign is also giving some fruit. It got 4 padhas. It got 60 padhas if you go Sasti Amsha. You know, all these different divisions. So what you do, the way you understand this, take the 10th lord of the birth chart, put and see where that is in Navamsa. In the Navamsa, it's in the 3rd house. What does this tell you? That ultimately a person is going to put their own effort into making money. Even though I know they're Cancer Ascendant 80% of the time will always somehow do business and switch to business. And this person should definitely be in north direction. I'm not saying north is the best for everybody, but north direction becomes very good for this person for their wealth, money, achievement. But 10th lord goes into the 3rd house. Through one's own effort, they will make money. Through one's own effort, they will achieve success. But before that, they will be cheated in their career. And especially due to false promise by a boss. So please don't trust your bosses when they say, you're doing so well. Next month, promotions are coming. You're set. You're set. And next thing you know, next month comes in. And they call you in the office and like, listen, due to budget cuts and this and that, I have to let you go. Blah, blah, blah. So not only they lied about promotion, they're literally doing the complete opposite. So you will deal with these things. And especially because Rahu is in the 10th house in the birth chart, right? Rahu is Vargottama in the 3rd house. Okay? You will see people, they will come and sweet talk in front of you. Like, oh my God, you're such an amazing person. We love what you do. We love how you do this. But then behind your back, they will talk. Behind you, and you will, and then you're going to be like, okay, well, anybody could be talking about anybody's back. No. You will find out. Rahu will expose that. Because remember, Rahu exposed sun and moon. Rahu's ability is very dynamic and dual. It brings the enemy and it exposes the enemy for you. Okay? That's what Rahu does. And because Rahu is in the 10th, the same energy of Rahu in the 10th in Aries is going into the 3rd house with moon in Aries. Which of course shows that a person is definitely going to be inclined towards getting money through either e-commerce business, online business, social media business. And at the same time, because moon is there, this is where, again, it shows somehow efforts will be put into dealing with chemicals or dealing with watery substances. But see, right now they're 25? I think that I didn't take they're 20 years old. So from 23 onwards, actually, I don't want to get into this progression part because many people don't even know what progression is. And it's not going to make sense here. But 23 onwards, I see a lot of creative inclinations become active. However, the other thing, what is it that we see? So take the 7th house of the birth chart, which is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Put that in the Navamsa. Where is it? 12th house. So now, on one end, we can say that, okay, can a marriage or relationship be lost? Absolutely. Like loss of relationship is seen. But, and this is why it matters, because there's so many things I've read in all these semi-classical and classical books, okay, that turn out to be complete BS. I'm sorry to say. Because when you actually do the practical reading and you say that particular thing, that, oh, it was written in this book, completely wrong. So, with 7th Lord going into the 12th house, shows what? The marriage of the karma, and I've seen this many times, with 7th Lord, 7th house sign going into the 12th house of the Navamsa, the person actually settles in foreign lands. And marriage is great. But on the other hand, this also shows one will have to. So 7th Lord goes into the 12th. Right? Marriage will bring expenditure. Spouse will spend money. Spouse will love spending money. So this person will think that there's too much expenditure happening. But expenditure can also be turned into investments. Like too much of investments and a little bit of spending on oneself. Okay. And the other thing that I also see is that definitely father deals with some chronic health issue. Okay, father has dealt with some chronic health issue, probably even a fatty liver. So, and then now if you look at, let's look at, what was it? Oh my God. There was something that I was seeing in this that I really wanted to show you. Because that is one part of like Nadi. Okay, that is it. That's it. That's what I was looking for. So, if you've seen this chart, where's Mars? 6th house, Sagittarius. Just by knowing this position, I already know this person is going to be highly successful in their profession. Their husband themselves is going to be highly successful in their profession. Why? Because 10th Lord Mars is Mars. Mars is also the husband. Okay, we know Saturn is profession. We can take that. But 10th house is that achievement of the house. Mars is in Sagittarius, but guess what? Guess which sign Mars is moving towards in the birth chart? It's moving towards Capricorn, its exalted position. So this Mars is not just in Sagittarius. This is a Mars that is ultimately a very happy Mars because they're entering a palace. Their palace. Like if let's say you are in a hotel room, right? You were excited. And you came into a hotel room, you're now staying there and you're like, oh, okay. Now what? I am staying in this hotel room. All right. Let me see what restaurants are here. Right? Your mind goes somewhere else. Same thing happens with the planets. It's like Mars is like on its way to its exalted hotel, luxury hotel. And because of this excitement, so think about because of this excited state, this Mars began to just do good for the person. This person is actually highly motivated. They're like, I will have success one way or the other, and they will have success. Both their marriage and success happens at 32. Okay, marriage and success happens at 32. Why at 32? I don't care about seeing the dasha. I don't care about seeing the transit. I don't care about seeing even the progression, although my brain automatically saw the progression. But I neither even tend to care about what house is being activated by what age. All I saw, Mercury or Venus is in Capricorn, Saturn is in Gemini. Venus is in Capricorn, Saturn is in Gemini, both become active at the age of 32. This is something that I've been teaching on the blank chart prediction, the age activation techniques. Because there's so many ages for each zodiac sign. So I've done like Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Today I'm doing Cancer, so you'll find out Cancer secrets for all ascendants, including their age activation. But just by seeing this, boom, it's like 1 second, 32nd year. Not only that, there's going to be a huge transformation in their wealth during that time as well, because Sun is also there, the second lord. So 32nd year, 29th year, a very big event occurs, especially probably you going to a foreign place. Very, very major event at 29th year. But 32nd year is where life is just going to be like, whoosh, just happens. Okay. But see, Saturn is also very strong because it's Vargottama. Now, the same Saturn that is in the 12th house goes into the 5th house in Gemini with Mars. Right? So Mars and Saturn are actually not just in mutual aspect, but they're in conjunction, which also shows me that their profession will require them to have some kind of a mechanical or technical skills or dealing with tools, technical tools for their work. Now, Ketu being trine from Saturn and Mars is a yoga of a yoga teacher, along with retrograde Jupiter as well. Like I said, retrograde Jupiter and Saturn. One thing I see that this person is going to go into things like Tantra, occult, hidden knowledge. Because at your age, even I had no idea, didn't care about any of these things. So it's okay. If you don't believe it, that's fine. But of course, you believe in it because you're here commenting and sending me this information. So why know that you've got some connection with the 8th house, with of course with the 8th Lord Moon or 7th Lord Moon being in the 8th house as well. And I definitely see that right after your birth, mother would have had some knee injury. Probably within the 5th month of your birth. So ask your mother that. Okay. But now, you must be thinking, again, so this is again some BS information you will find in some medium classics, not the ultimate classics, but 8th Lord, 8th house is becoming the ascendant of the Navamsa, known as Ashtamansha. Okay. However, in my practice, what I have seen with people, when it comes to this Ashtamansha thing, especially the thing is the ascendant Lord is in the 8th house, blessing that particular sign. Wherever ascendant Lord goes, it's going to bless that house. But this is where I have always seen whenever 8th Lord becomes the ascendant of the Navamsa, life just changes. Like a stockbroker becoming a Agori. Right? I'm sure you guys must have heard of that. This is how life change. Or a monk becomes a billionaire. You have seen that too. And this is especially with this Aquarius, 34th year will be that real change that occurs for them. Like something that just transforms their life. Okay. But I can keep going deep and deep and deep and deep. I mean, for me, I'm even looking at their Dreshkan chart as well. And as you see, I mean, right now, like I just opened up the moon reading where I go into like Dreshkan, Sastyamsha, okay, Chaturvasamsa. I don't know what other Amsa is there, but I go into many of them. Because moon is the unraveling of the karma. It'll show you everything within the divisional chart just by that one single planet using the techniques of Nadi. Now, the other thing that you will also notice regarding the wealth. Okay. Venus is in Capricorn in the birth chart. Now, when Venus is in Capricorn, the individual, the one thing that you will see, the money just comes and slips out of their hand. Okay. And this is where I will advise this person with Venus in Capricorn is to always have somebody helping them budget and manage their money. That, hey, this much you made, this has to go into savings. And this is the amount that you can spend. You do whatever you want. You want to spend it in 1 second, you would do it in 1 second. You want to spend it in 5 hours, you do it in 5 hours. Most likely they will do it in 5 hours. Not even 5 days. But the potential of wealth. Venus, look in the Navamsa. It's in the 4th house in Taurus. Okay, fine. Fourth house in Taurus shows a beautiful home, happy home. Okay. Lot of love, lot of celebration within the home because Venus is in Taurus. They'll love to have parties within the home. They'll love to have gatherings within the home. But what I want you to do, put that same Venus back into the birth chart. Where does it go? 11th house. So if Venus is the tree, Navamsa is the fruit is very sweet. Like Venus is a mango tree, that mango is ripe, orange, bright yellow. I mean, you just want to cut it and eat it. Because Venus goes fifth from itself, number one, and in the 11th house of the birth chart of fulfillment of desires. Now, how does that fulfillment of desires takes place? Well, what is Venus the Karkavastha for? It is the Karka of marriage. And for this person, marriage activates that wealth and money.